watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome to Medical Talk. I'm your host, Betty Lamar. Joining me today is Terica Fitzgerald, School Director at Pro Aesthetics Training Center. We're talking about the benefits of healthy skincare and cosmetic procedures that reduce the signs of aging. Hi, Terica. Welcome to Medical Talk.
Thank you so much for having me, Betty.
You know, I'm so very proud of you. Just want to start with that. You know, I'm just so proud of you for, you've always had a dream to have your school, and knowing that you have that school, I'm just so very proud of you. But I have so many women that said you need to have Terica on your show because her complexion is absolutely flawless.
Thank you.
But before we talk about how you keep yourself so beautiful, for the rest of us. You know, I'm 25 now. Eventually I'm gonna be 30 and I wanna know how to, you know, keep it together. So tell us who Terica Fitzgerald is.
Who am I? That has always been the most difficult question. And I think that's because my personality, I don't fit in a box.
Okay.
And I typically try to evolve or change as necessary. For the most part, I would have to say that I'm a free spirit. I'm a learner, I'm a teacher, I like and enjoy sharing information, and I love to see other people grow.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Aesthetics, is that the correct?
That's the correct pronunciation.
Okay, because I hear some people use the word to describe like an esthetician, esthetician. What is the proper, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. The only difference between the both pronunciations is one is European and the other is typically American. So there's no wrong terminology with that.
Okay.
It's your preference.
Okay. What's your preference?
Aesthetics, esthetician.
Esthetician.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, now what is the difference between esthetician and a dermatologist as relate to the skin care?
So typically the dermatologist, he's the physician of the skin, and we're the therapist of the skin. So anything that goes into diseases or aggressive acne, medications, prescriptions, that's the area that you would want to lean more so towards a dermatologist. For an esthetician, we're the therapist. So we're the person that you see on the regular basis for your skincare treatments.
Okay.
Your dermatologists, typically, they're the ones who write you through the prescriptions and they diagnose you. We're the ones who you follow up with to receive your treatments, to make sure that you're receiving your natural skincare, to make sure that you're using the right products. And we're therapists as far as everything that's going on in your life, because those factors do affect your skincare as well. Whether you live a high stress life, whether your diet is appropriate for you, sometimes something as small as being a cheese lover can affect your skincare.
Okay, now, this is a question. I always think back, you know, when I was much, much younger, and I didn't really know about, you know, skincare
Most
routines.
of us didn't.
So at what age should in this case, we'll just say a female because I'm talking about me. At what age should a female start a skincare routine?
You can start, a young woman can start a skincare routine as early as the age of 14.
Okay.
And I say that because once you start, you know how we are, we're programmed. So if you start someone as early as 14, doesn't mean that they have to use anti-aging products, doesn't mean that they have to use acne products, doesn't mean that they have to use anything aggressive. But as long as you get them started with a regimen to regularly cleanse their skin and moisturize their skin and protect it with an SPF, Then as they grow, they'll evolve with their skincare as their lifestyle changes, as they age, or they have these different things that they need to address. So I would say 14. Typically 14 is about the age that young ladies begin getting facials as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is that what we call self-care?
Well, I think some moms do it so that they can get them started. You know how once upon a time you had that grandmother who was probably 70 years old, and she would spend her time in her mirror.
Yes.
And she had to have her special cream.
Exactly.
She only used her same cleanser. A lot of older women had that cold cream. Cold cream used to be the thing back in the day. So that's just something that sort of falls in line with self-care, and as you begin to build on it and as you grow, it's natural. It becomes natural to you.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. We're going back to, say, 14 years old. Okay, I'm 18 now, right?
Right.
So if I started at 14, now at 18, and then at, say, 50, 60, by starting early, does it really have an effect on the skin, or could some of it be genetics?
Some of it is definitely genetics. DNA has a lot to do with it. Some
Okay.
people are naturally born with great skin. Some people happen to inherit skin issues.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am, DNA has a lot to do with it. However, starting at an early age to take care of your skin and care for your skin, you begin that early awareness. So that is also good as well, but DNA does have some effects on the skin.
Okay, so well, then that would be just like a person that is prone to have acne.
Yes, ma'am, most definitely.
Is that
Acne,
normally genetic as well, or just what is that?
hormonal and genetic?
Really? Even at a young age?
Yes,
Really?
most definitely.
Okay.
And we could even have acne as an adult. There's some women who have never had a problem with acne before in their lives, but as they hit some form of a hormonal imbalance, then they have adult acne. That happens frequently.
Okay, well look, we're gonna take a break. And when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about collagen, because now everything on TV is collagen, collagen, collagen.
Injections, yes,
So we're going to
ma'am.
talk about that, because I want you to tell us the benefits of that.
Okay.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back. We're talking about the benefits of aging gracefully.
GHS-TV started in 1982, and it was just a couple of cameras, a couple of on-air personality, and it's really grown into what you see today. It's a multi-million-dollar studio with top-of-the-line technology.
Being able to operate, all of the machinery in the control room, being able to use all of our software and hardware that we have around the studio is a great skill, because this is top-of-the-line equipment.
I feel like this class has brightened my horizon. It's something that I never thought I would be doing, especially as a student.
GHS-TV is probably one of the most hands-on experiences a student will ever get in their lifetime.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. Nothing really has just the vibe that we have here.
Especially after you finished, you get a real rush of, wow, I just did that.
By the time a student graduates from Germantown High School, they will know pretty much every position there is, from producing to directing to on-air work.
You learn time management, you learn organization, you learn how to work with people, how to better communicate with people.
We put a lot on them, and they have to be able to have the responsibility and the knowledge to get everything that we ask them.
I had very little experience, so in the past 3 years, the skills that I've learned have absolutely exponentially grown.
The class has actually helped me figure out that I want to go to college for journalism.
When a student graduates, they are the best possible version of themselves that they can be.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Medical Talk. I'm Betty Lamar. My guest today is Terica Fitzgerald, and we're talking about skincare and aging gracefully. Now, Terica, when we left the last segment, I mentioned collagen, because you know how it seemed like every year we're talking about there's something new, there's something different.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was so excited to have you on the show today, because I know you would be able to break down, because I spoke to somebody that sell you know, like these little products, like,
Yes.
you know. And of course, they collagen, collagen, collagen. So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy anything until I talk to Terica. So let's talk about what are the benefits of collagen? Is that the correct word
Yeah,
for that?
collagen,
For
that's
skin?
correct. So would you be speaking of orally or something to apply topically?
Oral, I
Orally.
guess. What they have, she said you can put it in your smoothies and all that.
Okay, oral collagen. So, you know, with anything that we ingest, we're only getting a certain percentage of it because it has to go through our system, right?
Okay.
So anything that you ingest, you're going to have to ingest it on a regular basis. So if you're wanting to take collagen supplements, you're going to need to take those supplements daily.
Okay.
So just one collagen shot here or there. It's good to have, anything is good to give to your body, but if you're looking for results, you need to do or use something for at least 28 consecutive days.
Really?
Yes, and then if you love those results, you can't stop. You have to continue to ingest it.
Like Botox?
Pretty much, yeah. There's
All
just
right.
the difference with Botox, you know, it has more lasting power than something you'll ingest orally.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
it's being
And
deposited directly into the skin.
Yeah, we have a whole segment to talk about that.
I
'cause
love the
wanna know
needles
all
now.
About that. So now, since you mentioned about you know, putting it in the smoothie, there obviously is another way to get it. And what is that?
You can also take the pill supplements, the
Okay.
pill form, or you can receive collagen injections. So if a person's use for collagen is something in regards of the face or a
Yes.
particular body part, then you can always go, if you want it specifically for that place and you're okay with needles, you can definitely get the needle. Otherwise, if you're wanting to use the collagen to supplement your diet for your bones and just your natural skin health, then you can
Okay.
take the collagen orally, whether it's by liquid or by tablets.
Okay, so when you say inject the body with it, what does it do to, and what body parts are we talking about?
Now you can pretty much get different forms of collagen. They can go different parts of the body.
To do what though?
So what it will do is stimulate your natural collagen. You know, as
Okay.
we age, our collagen is depleted with age. That's
True.
just naturally.
Okay.
And if there's one area in particular that you wanted to focus on, so there's one treatment that you can receive on the lower body with collagen, a particular form of collagen, and they utilize it to kind of plump up certain areas. Certain women
Really?
may have cellulite and they want to smooth it out. Some women want rounder hips and they don't want the hip dip.
Oh, okay.
Just as well if you wanted the collagen for your bone structure to plump up your cheeks. You know, I can recall looking at my pictures when I was in high school, I had a fluffy face. It's not as fluffy. So I have to have some help every now and then. So that can be stimulated with the massage from a facial, or you can take oral supplements, or you can go directly to the injections. So what it will do will stimulate your natural collagen. So once that collagen is injected into the skin, it stimulates your natural collagen. Just as well, you can receive hyaluronic acid injections as well. So hyaluronic acid is something that's very great for, it's great for the skin, and it does the same thing typically as the collagen does.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, because I didn't ask, what motivated you? Because ever since I've known you, you've always been about beauty and skincare.
Yeah.
But when and how did that become a passion for you? When did you know this was what you wanted to do?
When it applies to beauty, usually most beauty treatments, people are relaxing.
Okay.
And you know, prior to it, I was in the healthcare field.
Right.
And you know, there's a difference when you're doing healthcare and then when someone is having an elective surgery.
Yes.
And the healthcare industry, sometimes we come across, because that's your industry as well, so we come across people who are ill, they're dealing with things that they don't want to deal with.
They're
They don't
not
always-
happy.
Yeah, they don't always feel good. However, there's this one physician who practices in Midtown Memphis, and he does still instruct at UT, the cosmetic surgeons. I worked with him for quite a while, and I learned so much from him. What I noticed when I made that transition to working in his office is that no matter how bruised or not so cute they were leaving the office, because these women came to have an elective procedure,
Yes.
they still had huge smiles on their faces.
Yes.
So he did procedures from the neck up. He's an otolaryngologist, and he did plastic surgery procedures from the neck up. So he would do things as far as tapering the ears. You know, some people have the ears that sit out, and that makes some people self-conscious. So he would kind of taper them down. He would do things to noses. But what I loved about working with him, he didn't jump to take everybody's money. If he spoke to them during a consultation and they didn't appear to be mentally healthy, he would not do the service.
Okay, so people get addicted to it, right?
They get addicted, and just as well, what he explained to me is that people sometimes have procedures or do things to their body for other people and not themselves.
Yeah, and that's really not a good thing, because to me, whatever I do for Betty Lamar.
That's right, and you should.
Yeah, and nothing else really matter. If I'm happy, Mama is happy, right?
Right, and that's the way it should be. Unfortunately, we can look at television these days, and since a lot of these cosmetic procedures are so quick and easy to get, we see celebrities who we once thought they were beautiful as they were, and then now we see them and they're not as attractive because they've done some of these things that made them look more artificial rather than just highlight their natural features.
Now, speaking of that, after this break, when we come back, we're going to get into some of the procedures.
Okay.
Because we're right, because there's so many people out here now that look like, oh my, anyway. Stay tuned for more Medical Talk.
We see the potential in every single student.
That sounds like a confession to me.
I love watching these kids as they start as freshmen in high school and watching them mature and grow.
At last, my right arm is complete again!
The theater program at GHS, it's something special.
Is very intensive, it's very interactive.
When a student starts here their freshman year, they start with Introduction to Theater. And after that year, they have a choice to either go into acting or technical theater. And then after that, they join our production workshop class. It's the class that is completely run by students.
The students do mostly everything. We build the sets, we do lighting, we make the costumes, we do the show.
We've got magic, we've got power.
It's very fun. I mean, everybody's very supportive of each other.
Now we're all in this together. It's taught me so much about how to act and how to have a stage presence.
Not only are we teaching the students the skills that they need to be a great performer or a great stage manager or a wonderful lighting designer, we're teaching them skills that they're going to be able to apply to whatever they do in their life.
God bless us, everyone!
This department not only makes wonderful theater, but more importantly, this department makes wonderful people.
I won! I'm good! Get used to it!
And it's very fun to be in band, trust me. It's so much fun.
When I was an 8th grader and I saw them march and I was like, wow, I need to be a part of this.
Our main performing group is the varsity band. That encompasses our marching band and our varsity concert band. We also have the jazz ensemble.
It's unique, so we're really lucky to have that.
I'm very methodical about teaching. I try to stay up to date because I want my students to have the best information that I can pass along to them.
He's excellent. He commands a sort of drive that we didn't exactly have.
I lead the class, but I also believe in the students self-assessing their work.
The leadership is led by the students. We lead most of the practices. It's basically just student-led.
And I think that's important for them to take that kind of ownership.
If you want to be a musician, you gain extremely important music skills, music techniques.
1, 2, 3.
There's so many opportunities for fellowship, and band is a family. And you develop that small community where you support each other, not only musically, but in many ways.
Really, without the band, the football games would be lame. Without the band, you wouldn't really have the pep rallies. The band is like a good foundation for the school spirit. If you want to join band, just do it.
I think band was the best part of my high school career.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Medical Talk. I'm your host, Betty Lamar. My studio guest is Terica Fitzgerald, and during this segment, we're talking about cosmetic procedures for aging gracefully. And Terica, you know, every woman, whether she admit it or not, if she really care, she wants to age gracefully. Because, you know, I'm just going to be real, because that's what we do.
That's right.
It seems like women have more concerned and have to be more concerned about aging than men. Like when men get older, you know, we say, oh, they look so, what's the word? Distinctive and all of that. And they look at women like, how dare you look like moms, right?
Right.
So I'm like, hey, this not fair. But why is it like that? Why is it a psychological thing that women feel like they can't just age without feeling like they have to, as we get ready to go into cosmetic surgeries? Because most of us do that, I think, because we're trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
Is it about what men like or what we really like?
I think it's a mixture sometimes. Sometimes we can become self-conscious because we can look at our old selves and see that we are aging.
Okay.
However, what I'm learning and what I hear from most men these days, being that so many people are having these procedures, they're saying that everyone's starting to look alike.
Yes.
Like all the bodies are starting to look alike. All of the faces are like the lips and the cheeks, everything's being sculpted alike, so no one has that uniqueness anymore. So now I'm noticing men are starting to come away from that desire of wanting that because it's becoming so typical now.
Perfection.
Yes, so I think more so women are starting to do some things to impress other women.
Oh,
because other women pay attention to you a little bit more.
Like
men
wearing
don't
a
really...
pair of nice shoes.
Exactly.
We know we have to put pretty shoes on TV, right?
Right.
Because what's the first thing women going to do?
Look at your shoes.
Okay. Same thing
Look
with
at your
looks.
shoes, right.
Okay, absolutely.
So I think women are starting to do more of these things to themselves to impress other women.
Okay.
Because men, you know...
They don't care.
They don't care so much about all of that. You know, you can have some of the basic things together and they're going to love you anyway if they're going to love
like
you.
a job.
Right.
A school.
Right. So I think women are doing more of these services now to impress other women.
Okay.
And also self-conscious, you know, being self-conscious about themselves. Because if you have a friend who has this certain look and you notice they're getting attention, that can bother some women, you know, and so I think it's a mixture. It's a mixture of being self-conscious. It's a mixture of this new social media world that we live in.
Yes.
Because we see a lot of perfection on social media. However, I think whether a woman receives services, whether a woman is getting cosmetic procedures, there's beauty in everyone as they age. There's just something natural about aging and aging gracefully that just gives you that, like, the most absolute beauty. Anything that we do to ourselves, I think we should only enhance our natural beauty.
Yes,
I don't think you should wipe out like your natural beauty.
Who is that?
Right.
Is that? I think you have to wait to see, look at the credits.
Exactly.
To see if that was her.
And then I think also, as far as when a woman is a parent, I think when you deplete some of these natural looks, then your kids are going to wonder, who did I get this from? Because like everything, as far as your natural attributes, everything has changed.
Exactly.
You know, so then you have to consider how you're making that child feel. That child is going to feel like they have to do things so they can look perfect like mommy.
Yeah. And you know what? You're most certainly right about, because when you look at movie stars, for instance, it's like they do it for the women. Mm-hmm. They're all competing against each other. And I just can't understand that, because I just love being Betty Lamar.
That's right.
You know, I have a few things that, you know, I can probably nip and tuck here and there, but overall I'm happy with with me
Yeah,
because I'm happy with who I am.
And I think you should be comfortable in your own skin because
young women need to know that.
Yeah,
they need to hear that.
You should be comfortable in your own skin because, I mean, think about it. I was working at a facility once and there was a woman, she was older and her body parts were new, you know? So it's just some things, so it's okay to get, do your tweaks here and there, but then you have to think about how everything is gonna be balanced as a whole.
Yeah, right.
So naturally, whether you wanna have a cosmetic procedure, whether you wanna age more gracefully and you wanna have procedures and you just wanna accentuate your natural features, I think when you accentuate your natural features, I think you have the better results.
Okay, let me ask you this, because you know, before we know it, 30 minutes is gone. So we're going back to into the procedures, and we're going back to Botox. So what's best for, cause it seems like with men and women, this area here seems to always be the sticky point for everybody. Why does gravity normally move that first?
Because we move our eyes and our brows with our expressions when we speak, just as well as when we squint our eyes, and then just as well going a little bit further down in the optic area. If you know anyone who's almost all their lives rub their eyes aggressively, that causes the drooping of the eyelids. So just as well, that causes a problem too.
Okay, now in this last minute, I want you to give the audience, the viewers, the name of your school again, your website, any contact information.
Well, the name of the school is Pro Aesthetics Training Center, which I also operate Skin Per Se, as well as Sumati Spa Consulting and Wellness. We're at 1100 East Brooks Road. You see the flags, turn in, that's us. We offer education, continuing education for those women who have their aesthetics license, who are licensed already. And we offer special services for teenagers, for teens who want to receive their aesthetics license before they graduate.
That is so very wonderful, so very wonderful. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you
and
for having me.
I want to thank you for just caring about others and just not being a female hater. Because that's basically, because you've always been very supportive of me.
You've always been supportive of me as well.
Thank you, Terica.
Yeah, you've been a role model.
Thank you. I would like to thank my guest, Terica Fitzgerald, for joining me today to give us the tools that we need to make healthy skincare and aging gracefully, okay? Thanks for watching Medical Talk with Betty Lamar on GHS-TV. Remember, you can also watch Medical Talk on Fridays at 9:30 p.m. on Comcast Channel 17. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at ghstv.org, where we're streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Betty Lamar. From all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Medical Talk, and I hope to see you again.